get in touch with me, you can text 520-419-5922, and I can give you that week's schedule. We do them a couple times a week, and they're only about 20 minutes, so it's not a lot of your time just to learn about something that could be very valuable for your life or for your pet's life.
Awesome. Actually, can you give me the number again? I'll write it in the chat so that it can be visible here.
520-419-5922.
520-419, what was the last part?
5922.
5922. Sorry, I typoed in the middle and then I lost it.
So yeah, text me for the schedule and for the link.
Perfect. I got that in here to text you for the schedule and the link. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much, Debbie. I love that. We do have a couple more guests in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and have them come on in and join our conversation here as well. So actually, I'm going to pass it over to Emily, though. Can you do introductions, please?
Okay, so let's see. All right, next person is also from Arizona and is a teacher and does accounting. So bring Derek in here. Welcome, Derek. Introduce yourself.
Oh, so I'm Derek Espalas of Tucson, Arizona. Arizona's taking over your show. I like it.
We're going to get international in just a minute here.
Yeah, that's true. So I do accounting. Really great this week. I met someone who's just starting their business and has no idea what to do. So I got to have breakfast with them. And it's just a great feeling to get someone who has no idea. They're a massage therapist, so they know what they're doing on that. But to be able to help someone figure out the business side. And he got to what makes me a little different with the accounting is I really pay attention to feelings, because a lot of times we try to ignore what the connection between money and how we feel at home is so strong. And for himself, he said he felt very uncomfortable like with business because he has issues accepting money and like paying money. So I told him before we left, before we went our separate ways, that until he learns that he deserves to receive money for the value he gives, I will believe in him. And I will carry that belief of his value until he's ready to do it. And so then he gave me a hug and he said, "You're not a normal accountant, are you?" I'm like, "I'm not a normal anything." So, but that
How many people out there hug their accountant? Oh my goodness.
Right. So just I've gone through that journey myself. I don't want people to have to feel alone and to wander. Like I grew up in a family business, so I know how to navigate that. And I went to fancy business school, so I know how to, navigate that. So, rely on me to help you through your journey is how I look at it. I'm here to help. I have a skill set that a lot of people don't want in knowing how to do accounting. So, do what you do best, because supporting you is what I do best. And so that's what I look to do a lot.
Awesome. Actually, that's a tagline on my business card. It says, "Do what you love." So
Yeah.
It sounds like that you've got that going. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So and not many people love accounting. So let me do.
We are so glad that you do.
There are
Awesome.
days. There are days. Like, why am I doing this? But
We all have those days, and that's okay.
yeah. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, we do have one more guest here. I would love to give her in and join this conversation as well. So Emily, I'm going to pass it back your way again.
All right, our last person we met, well, all three people we met through the Happy Neighborhood Project. But we met this next guest. She was living in Hawaii, but has now moved south into Mexico. But is an author, app developer, sign language interpreter. So, Marianne, why don't you come in here and say a little bit about your project and what you're doing?
Well, hola and aloha, everybody. Yes, I'm Marianne of Waikiki. I'm the author of the Acts of Kindness series, featuring 200 Folkmanis puppets. My books are written for animation movies with sign language characters and soundtrack by Lucy Lynch and The Perfect Wave. And I had the opportunity to travel to Tucson, Arizona last weekend. I
Wow.
had never been to Tucson, Arizonia. I had a friend here, Captain Jeff from Alaska, who's a regional director with Pacific Star Seafood, who is down here for the winter. He's putting his sail in the water, and Jeff had to travel to Arizona to help his children in Oregon purchase a home. And so they had comfortable living in Oregon. So I asked him if I could ride up with him to renew my 6-month visa down here. And I had to, well, my iWatch broke, or it just stopped working after 5 years. And Senior Citizen Jim gave it to me. He was the one that I swam with out in Pokai Bay in Hawaii when Emily and Kurt were talking to me. And anyway, and I got a new iWatch on installments, and I got to say who I was. And the guys, the managers were like, "Oh my God, you made these app games." And I'm like, "Yeah." So when you're sitting in your office here, go online and play them. He's like, "Oh, we're going to give you 5-star reviews. This is so awesome." So within an hour, they're uploading my phone. I'm talking story to them and showing, you know, the products and everything. So I'm real happy to have communication and have my iWatch, because I like to walk and swim and know what I'm doing. And so we got that handled and took care of business. I got to stay at a nice trailer park with his cousins. They were so hospitable. I laughed so much with their family. And I got to share the book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, because one of the cousins actually is a helpful educator with a autistic child. And the other cousin has an autistic child who is 24 years old. So I gave them some homework to read my book while I was there, and she loved it. And so the next morning, well, I stayed there 2 mornings, and for breakfast, she was asking me all these questions, and, you know, do they really make aquariums under the water for the fish? And I said, well, I don't know. But I said, who knows? Because Elon Musk is developing something. But it is kind of a fictional story because it was written for the Animal Planet TV show Tank Guys. And they build a wellness tank for all the sick fish because of the garbage patch. And not only that, the pollution that's happening around the world. So it was a great opportunity. So after they took us out for breakfast, I got the opportunity to go to the Tucson Walmart. Okay. Now I know we have a little Mexico Walmart down here, but don't get me wrong, I really haven't gone out because of the heat wave down here, or just transportation, or just, and it was just a great feeling to walk around Walmart with my iWatch and count how many steps I'm doing and seeing all the clothing. And then I go, you know what? I'm here and I need to follow up somehow. And so I asked to speak with the managers because I wanted to know, because Walmart does carry my book online. And they have the capability just to shelve the Folkmanis puppets. They carry them. And so I wanted to get an update so I can resend my press release kit to them. They won't receive products, which I kind of knew. And we have, you know, the series now. And so it was good information. And then I met another clerk or a person worked there who had a 2-year-old son with autism, spoke with him, another lady too. Loved it. And, you know, they did signing at church. So I kind of got to, you know, be the island celebrity at Walmart Tucson. So if you hear the good news, I was there and had a great time, and it got me inspired. And my co-writer, Suzanne Sims, went to see her family at Thanksgiving in Phoenix. Now she's south of me in Mexico. And she's like, wow, we can possibly meet up. And I'm like, well, I don't know what our time schedule is because the captain wants to get back.